This will really help us to understand at least a certain amount of moments in the stock, and to make my decision with respect to investment for short term, long term, or what kind of trader I am. Like what kind of, is it for trading for short term basis, long term basis? Like long term in the sense, I can say somewhere around a week, or not long term as a trader, but if I want to hold my positions for certain days. So the technical analysis will help us to understand few basic things. And today's technical analysis class, or the session which I have prepared here, just to talk about few pattern about the candlesticks, and one about the support and resistance, trend line, and price action. There are many indicators are available when you go to investing.com website or any other website. There are many paid version website out there, Falcon, Spider. Like to understand technical analysis, we have market profile. That's a different platform to understand about the technical analysis of the market as well as the psychological analysis, order flow analysis, Ninja Traders. There are many website or build top pro. You can just name big players. They have these information. They have support from the technical analysis. But here, as I mentioned, I'm just keeping this class on a basic note to understand about what is candle, what is support and resistance, and what is price action. This is enough. To be very frank, this is enough to understand how the stock is going to move. First part, and we can add in some other indicators like RSI, MACD, Bollinger Band, a few others, which I'm not explaining that one today because that will take a very long way to understand about market and way to go to live market understand, because it's very easy to explain what is technical analysis or as a theory, but very difficult to understand practically. Like it's very like as if we say like I can tell you like how to read the graph, how to make use of this graph, how to make use of this particular pattern. But when you practically implement this, we always end with a big question mark saying that how to understand, how to interpret, how to make use of these decisions. So let me start with few disclaimer. I was mentioned like disclaimer is the most important thing is to understand. All the stocks, like what are the stocks which you have taken here, it's only for study purpose. I don't have any personal holdings. This session is only about the basic study about the charts. All the study parameters considered here are the best based on my own experience. Traders are not advised to take any positions on stock explained considered by the study. Study analysis may be different from stocks to stock. So this is what disclaimer is always required. Avenues of wealth creation: direct equity, indirect equity, alternative investment. What is direct equity? Like I being an active trader, I select stock on my own, or I will take the stock of the recommended from my financial advisor or from different analysts or from different research brokers, broking house. I will take some stocks and I will make my own investment, direct equity. Indirect equity, like I will invest in mutual funds, I will invest in different avenues of mutual fund. Alternative investment, I can go with gold, silver, or real estate. I can have different source of my own investment avenues. Most of the people fail to succeed because they don't know what they want, why they want. So first of all, most important is to understand who are you. Are you a trader or are you an investor? If you can able to answer these questions, right, you will have a clear parameter or a guidelines in front of you saying that, okay, this is what I have to do to buy a stock. This is what I have to do to sell a stock. So most important thing is to understand about the basic technicalities of stock market. So for that, most important is to understand who are you. Are you a trader or an investor? Types of trading: intraday. As I mentioned, I can buy and sell on intraday basis. If I buy morning and sell in the evening, I call it as trader, like an intraday trader. I can sell and buy, I can buy and sell. I can do the positions, whatever, based on the trend of the stock on the market. Position of swing trader. Again, technical analysis. What I'll do is, like I take stock on a position basis. Like for example, for a week time, or could be like 2 to 3 days, or could be like a month's time. Also, I can hold some positions depending upon the money I have kept in my trading account. As I mentioned in the previous session, like about a margin. Or investment call. I can go with stock specific. If I'm not talking about derivatives or any other thing, I can talk with stock specific. I can buy and hold the stocks for very long time, 5, 10 years, 15 years. Again, technical analysis will help us to understand. Of course, I will be adding some fundamental concept into this, like in terms of business, in terms of projection, in terms of growth rate, in terms of cash flow statement, in terms of source of fund, in terms of profit, how the money is being coming. Is the money is coming from their own operations or from investing or financing activities? So all these things will help us to understand or help us to decide how to build your own portfolio. Yes, here I would like to give you one more input here. Technical analysis will help us to understand. For my trading, it's fine, but only technical analysis, if I am building my own portfolio, that is always a wrong thing. So we need to have a fundamental as well as technical to build my portfolio. When I say portfolio, group of stocks, nothing but my investment. So if I'm going for trading, yes, technical analysis is the only one key to help us to understand. I have one more point here. Yeah, I'll just talk about the time frame in the next slides when it is required. So what is technical analysis? Technical analysis is a trading tool employed to evaluate security and identify trading opportunity by analyzing statistics gathered from trading activities such as price, movement, and volume. As I mentioned, price and volume are the two major key elements will help us to identify my trades. It's a trading tool. Technical analysis is a trading tool employed by the evaluate securities. I'm using the word securities here because I can make use it for apart from stock also I can make use of this thing. Security and identify trading opportunity, whether it is a buy or a sell or a hold or not to enter. So all these things will be identified here by analyzing the statistics gathered from the trading activity. So trading activity in the sense historical data. I have historical data. I have the past performance of the stock. Based on that, I'm going to take a decision on this. Such kind of trading activities will come from the price movement and volume. Why technical analysis? Technical analysts do not attempt to measure the security intrinsic value, but instead use stock charts to identify the pattern and trend that suggest what a stock will do in the future. Here I'm not trying to identify the intrinsic value. Fundamental value, I'm not trying to identify the fundamental value. What should be the price of a stock based on the company's performance, based on the company's balance sheet? No, I'm not looking at those terms. I'm just looking at a number, whether this particular price is a good price for me to buy or not. So to make that decisions, the historical data, some kind of statistics will help me to understand with the help of a few patterns and trend, like patterns in the sense like I talk about the pattern. So we use a different pattern. Okay, if this pattern comes, that means that it's a good sign for me to buy. If this pattern, price movement, we call it as a price movement as a pattern. If this pattern appears in the chart, then it's an indication for me to sell, hold, buy. I can make my decisions, and I can predict the future of the future movement of the stock as well. Here I'm not identifying the intrinsic value, but here I'm trying to identify the stock movement on the future days with the help of patterns and trend. Types of chart, we have line chart, we have bar chart, we have candlesticks. The most popular is candlesticks. I will talk about the candlesticks today. So this is the basic, very basic things about candlesticks. We call it as a Japanese candle because they are the one who has found out this pattern. So whenever we have this green and red, like I'm just showing you the chart pattern here. Whenever we have this green and red, so green indicates my stock price, that is the stock has moved up from my previous close. Red indicates the stock has moved up from my previous close, or else I can understand like this. First we'll talk about the green candle. Next, the whole green what we can see here from here to here, that is we call this as a body. And the stick, what you can see on the top side and the bottom side, we call it as a shadow. Everyone have a different way of calling this. Someone will call a line, someone will call shadow, something other different names. More commonly used as shadow. So this is the body. So this is the body what we can able to see. So why this is green? Because open price, let me say open at 100 rupees, closed at 110 rupees. So open is low and close is high. When the open is low and close is high, then it is a green candle. At the same time, if open is high and close is low, it's a red candle. High price, low price remain the same. There is no changes in high price and low price. But what makes the candle to be red and green is the opening price and the closing price. If the opening price is less than the closing price, I'll repeat it, opening price is less than the closing price, it's green. If the opening price is higher than the closing price, it's red. Now the question arises is it for a daytime? No. Here we can look at this candle for 1 minute, for 5 minutes, for 1 minute, 2 minutes, 3 minutes, 4 minutes, 5 minutes, 15, 30, 1 hour, 1 day, 1 week, 1 month, 1 year. So this candle can be in terms of all different time frames. We use a word called time frame. So what is this time frame? The different timings like 1 minute to 5 minutes, 15, 30, 45, 1 hour, 1 day, 1 month, 1 week, or 1 year. So this can be in terms of any different days. So this line, the line 0 x-axis line will help us to understand which time frame I'm looking at. Look at here, like October 24, 25, 26 is 1 day. 1 day thing was happening. In the 1 day, what is happening? It is not 1 day. It's about 15 minutes start, or it could be like 30 minutes start. So I can calculate from here. Like if I have how many candles are there, based on that I can able to calculate how many. What is the time frame of this one? So from October 24 to 25. We have about more than 10 candlesticks, so it is for 30 minutes candle. We can say 30 minutes. So we have green candle here, green here, red here. Like see, look at this. All these candles are not in one particular shape. Somewhere the shadows are high, somewhere the shadows are low, somewhere the open close are very near, somewhere the close and high is very near, somewhere we don't have this high shadow, somewhere we don't have the low shadow. Like look at here, look, we don't have the low shadow. So does this candle pattern is trying to say something to us? Of course, if it's moving like this, it is trying to give a message to a trader that something is going to happen next minute, something is going to happen in the next candle. If it is minute, it is minute candle represent 30 minutes, it's going to be 30 minutes. So something is going to happen in the next 30 minutes. So how do I understand? So the most important is to understand the chart, what is open low, then most important to understand the candlesticks pattern. Every pattern will tell us or give us a clear indication or a message saying that what is going to happen in the next minute or what is going to happen in the next candle. Or that is one way of understanding the charts. The other way of understanding the chart is what has happened so far, like could be like in past 30 minutes or past 1 hour. So this pattern, if I say this pattern, this is an indication of this is going to be an end or this is going to be a starting. So what is that? So yes, I will go with Doji first because I can candlesticks pattern. First I'll come with theory and I'll go back to the chart to explain on that. So we have understood what is candlesticks and every candle will try to give a message. Every candle will try to give you a message. We have to understand that message. What is that it is trying to say? So few patterns are there. First thing is Doji. So in Doji we have 4 different Dojis we have. One is neutral, one is long legged, dragonfly, and gravestone. Sorry for the it is not clearly mentioned the graph, but I have taken something better. So we have 4 different Dojis are here. These are the neutral patterns that are also featured in the number of important patterns. So these patterns you can able to find in between the candles. In between the candles you can able to find these things. But what does this trying to say to us? A Doji candlesticks forms when a stock open and close are virtually equal for the given time period and generally signals a reversal pattern for a technical analysis. This is the most important word. So it is going to be tell us something reversal is going to happen. What reversal? Coming back to the chart here, look at here. There is a trend which is happening. It's going on the higher highs and higher lows it's making. We can able to find the Doji here. What kind of Doji is this? This is a long leg Doji. Long leg Doji we have here. So we have high is really high, low is also very high. But open close almost the same. So what does it indicate? From past what has happened with the stock, it is going to be an end, reversal pattern, it is going to be an end. Now what has happened? Like these are the things which has not been drawn, it is captured from different places so that it definitely gives us a clear message. If it is not giving a clear message, that means that something like we call it as a false breakout. False breakout is one more name, we always use it. Not necessarily that if this thing happens, sorry guys, out of 10 times, 7 to 8 times we can able to understand, okay, if Doji happens, there is a reversal trend is going to happen. There could be one more chances where this candle will form and the next day we will feel that market is going to come down as per the Doji pattern. Somewhere you can able to see higher candles. Like it can happen 10 to 20% chances are there. Why it happens? Because of 2 reasons. One, next day the stock has got one really good news. We don't know about the news. The market didn't know about the news, and next day the market shoot up one thing. Or the insider trading. I'm not sure whether how much you can able to understand about the insider trading. Something like a false breakout goes with stock specific. So if thing happens, then there could be a chances of the Doji will not give us a clear indication of what is going to happen next day. Wherever you feel Doji, you feel you can able to see the next good upward trend. Look at here. We have Doji here. Previous candle was red. Next candle is green. Look at here. Previous candle was a big red candle. Doji formed. Next day market gap up. So we can able to see those Doji pattern. So whenever we have Doji in the candlesticks pattern, that is a reversal of what is happened previously. If previous is a negative, the next day is going to be positive. If previous day is positive, next day is going to be negative. Anything can happen. Dark cloud, very interesting. It's very interesting pattern of stock here. Here, I can't go with individual candle. I have to compare with 2 different candles. So what is this candle talks about? I'll just go back to the theory later. These 2 candles. I had a green candle yesterday. Like what is a green candle? I had a low at 100 rupees, high close at 110 rupees, and very small high and very small low. So candle is in green. Fine, I can able to understand what is the green candle. So to understand what could be the next day, coming days about the market, you need to wait for one more day. One more day. Like what is that one more day talks about? Whether it is a doji or dark cloud. What is dark cloud here? So the next day, market has opened previous day closing high. The previous day closed at here, right? 110. So I can say next day it has opened at 120. Let me say opened at 120, made a high of 130, but fine, now it is trading at 120. So from 120, it is closed at almost like 105 is the closing price. So how do I understand? How do I make my next decision on my trading activities? So what they say is close of day one is here, open of day one is here. Open of day two, bears are at least 50% retracement of day one's 50% gain. So if I say open at 100 and close at 120, what is the average of these two? What is the 50% of these two? That is 110. So if the stock, now the next day, the stock opened at 130, and if it breaks 110, if it comes below 110, it's a clear indication that the market is going to be come down. Guys, most important is to understand with the numbers. You have to understand this dark cloud with the help of price only. I'll repeat once again. If the price 100 is a price here, 120 made a high. So the 50% of 120 minus 100 is 110. So 110 on the first candle. Keep this point number in mind, in your mind. Next day, market opened at 130. 130 it has opened. Previous day closing was 120. It has opened at 130. Forget about what high it makes. 130. If the stock tends to go high, it should trade above 110. 110, that is 50% of previous day average. It should trade above 110. If it trades below 110, closes of days 2 down greater than 50% of days 1 bull candle, then it is a dark cloud cover. That means that market is going to come down next day as well. Or what you can do on intraday is what you can do. If it trades below 110, there could be more chances of the stock can trade below 110 and can reach up to 100 as well. Up to 100 as well. So you can, if you are a trader, 10 rupees is very good amount, very good price for you. What you can do, like lots, let me say a lot size of 1000 rupees, and 1000 is a lot size, that is 1000 units. If you get 5 rupees out of that, out of your expected is 5 rupees. If you make 5 rupees, also 5000 rupees profit in one single day transaction. That is really good amount, right? For one single day. Like that's what we can make use of this dark cloud cover pattern and all. Dark cloud cover is bearish candle reversal pattern. There are two components of dark cloud cover formation: bullish candle day one, bearish candle day two. So bullish and bearish should come next to each other. Then only I can able to make use of this dark cloud cover. Okay, this is for something like you can say dark cloud cover is happening, and it's a time for me to take my positions. You can say that. Bullish engulf. We have come across with a word called eclipse, right? So eclipse is something like sun has been covered by moon, moon has been covered by sun or earth. Or we talk about something on the eclipse. So likewise, here we have bullish engulf and bearish engulf. What is bullish and bearish engulf? Look at this body here, body of bull candle, from open at 100, closed at 120. This body is covered the entire previous day candle of previous day bearish candle. This is the bearish candle. What we can able to see, the red color is the bearish candle. The body has covered the full candle of previous day closing price, previous day stock movement. So that one we call it as bullish engulf. So what do they say? Close of day 2 higher than the open of. Okay, we'll go back to the theory. That forms when a small red candle is formed by a large green candle. A small red candle is formed, is followed by the large green candle. So large green candle is there. Before that we have small red candle. That completely eclipse or engulf the previous day's candlesticks. So previous day's candlesticks is completely engulfed or eclipsed by the bullish candle. The shadow or the tail, what we used to say, of the small candlesticks are short, which enables the body of the large candles to cover the entire candlesticks from the previous day. So here, this body will cover most of the tail, most of the shadow. If that happens, that means that the next day the market is going to go high. We'll try to see if we have any kind of engulf here. No, we don't have much of engulf. That should be a clear engulf. Like here, look at here. This is not the engulf we call like the whole body. Like because the tail, some percentage of tail has to be covered. We don't have that tail. So that is bullish engulf. Likewise, we have the other one is a bearish engulf. What is bearish engulf? Previous day green candle is covered with the next day red candle. So that is bearish engulf. A bearish engulf pattern is a chart pattern that consists of small green candle with short shadow or a tail followed by the large red candle that are eclipse engulf with small white one. So we have a small tail of these things and it is being covered by the red candle. So that is what we call bearish engulf. Hanging man, or we call it as hammer. Again, hammer is one which we use it for a reversal pattern. If hammer is coming, that means that something reversal is happening. What used to happen previously, that a trend is going to stop, and the next day onwards, we can able to see a reversal in the pattern, reversal in the trend, or not pattern, reversal in the trend. A hanging man candle is identical to the hammer, both the same candle in this shape, but forms at the top of uptrend indicates a price peak and potential reversal or reversal can happen. So the price has reached to the peak level, and there could be a chances of reversal will happen for sure. So little to no up shadow. There is no up shadow. That is, the high price is not visible at all. Like little, we can say 0.5 or 1% or 1 rupee or 2 rupee. And long lower shadow. When we have long lower shadow, then we call it as hanging man or hammer. If this appears on the chart, that is a clear indication that the price is at the peak, and you can see a reversal pattern can happen. Now, there will be a question like why we have this kind of candlesticks pattern will appear. That's clear indication that the stock has tried to make a high. That means that the buyers are trying to take the stock to the highest level, because there's always a fight between the buyers and sellers. We call it as OTF, other time frame traders. OTF we call other time frame trader. So other time frame trader, what they are looking at is they are looking at from the buying perspective towards the market, or from the selling perspective towards the market. Because you can't always have only the buying mindset in the market, right? You should be always on the selling side as well. If buyers are more, that the stock price from the low is they're trying to reach here, but sellers are really strong. Sellers are really strong from the top. They are trying to pressurize the stocks to trade below the highest level, trade below the highest level. They are not ready to take the stock from next higher level. They are not ready to make the stock to the next higher highs. That means that seller pressure are more on the stocks, and the stock will start coming down. So that's what the indication of this hammer. The hammer indicates selling pressure. Sellers are strong in market when compared to the buyers. Sellers are strong in the market when compared to the buyers. It is called hammer when occurs on the bottom. Generally refers to the bullish signal. So when we have these kind of pattern, like this is a reversal pattern. When we have this hammer, not necessarily that completely depend upon what kind of pattern has happened previously. Based on that, it's going to happen. It is going to be bullish or it is going to be bearish. Inverted hammer, shooting star, we call shooting star. The inverted hammer is a type of candlesticks pattern found after a downtrend and is usually taken to the next reversal signal. So whenever we have this kind of reversal or inverted hammer or shooting star, so that means that previously the market was on the downside. And these candles, if they appear, then it's a time for me to enter the market. Guys, the recent time, the COVID time, I can show you that graph. 7,500 Nifty was trading at that particular range in the month of April, May, and in the month of June, the index started recovering. There was some indication of this inverted hammer. I will show you the live pattern of this market, of this graph. The inverted hammer looks like a upside down version of hammer candlesticks pattern. When it appears upward, is called shooting star. So when this appears, it is called shooting star. That means that the reversal of previous thing is going to happen for sure. Yes. We can understand all these patterns. There are many patterns. I have limited to myself to explain about the pattern. There are many patterns that are available. A website called chartschool.com. Just type in Google, that will take you to different pages, and you can read the pattern. And just pattern will not come with this one. Like there should be some kind of numbers, because we always say some kind of bouncing ball theory. You don't get that anywhere, but it would have been studied in science. Like when you throw a ball from top floor, when the ball bounce back, it will bounce up to 33%, if not 66% of from the height which has been fallen. So bouncing ball theory. Likewise, we have some kind of numbers for every candlesticks pattern, and every pattern happens. There should be some kind of number should be there, because we call it as a retracement level, retracement numbers we call it as. I have not covered that part here. I insist you can go and read in chartschool.com. It is very informative, very nice website to understand about the basic things about the pattern. Of course, you have to go and read some books written by a few Charles. There are many books are there you can read. There are many books are available in the website. The freely available paid versions are there. You can please read that. It will help you to understand the technical analysis of the market. Support and resistance. Well, this is the most important concept I feel and I believe this is most important for any trader. If they're referring to technical analysis, they need to understand the support and resistance as a concept. In stock market, technical analysis support and resistance is a concept that the movement of price of a security will tends to stop and reverse at certain predetermined price level. This level are denoted by the multiple touches of price without a breaking through of the level. I'll directly go to this chart and I'll come back to the theory later. Guys, just look at here. The line what we have drawn here, it's a support line. So the stock from here it started recovering, and again we can always see the market will be on one side direction. There could be some kind of corrections will happen. So the correction is happening from top to bottom, and again if this stock breach this support zone, and that support zone will act as a resistance zone for the next time. Will act as a resistance zone for the next time. So what is resistance? Resistance is something on the line on the top side. Line on the top side here. Line on the top side. Look at this graph here. Stock is coming down here at 1 and got some support, reversed. That is stock started recovering. Again fall. It breached that support zone and it has started falling. It started falling. And when the stock has to recover, that support zone earlier will become like a resistance now. Will become a resistance. That means that the stock has to cross that level. Cross that level. Guys, here it is not just a theory. You can find this in the live charts. You can find this in the live charts, and you can draw a line based on your requirement. You can draw the line based on not requirement, based on the direction. This support and resistance are the most important technical analysis. It's not a tool. This is not a tool, to be very frank. This is the line which you draw. Support and resistance, which is the line which you draw, or trend lines is the line which you draw. So how you draw, you will always try to connect the lowest to the lowest. Like from here, look at here, lowest, all the lowest you are trying to connect here. So it's a clear indication it is giving here is, let me say this price is at 140 rupees. So 140 rupees, the stock is struggling to move above the 140 rupees. So what I should do? You will have a mind, one idea in your mind. Okay, I'm going to buy the stock at 100 rupees, but my target will be around 138 rupees, not 140, 138 rupees you will keep. Why you are keeping at 138? It's because the stock is not trying to cross 140 rupees. So I anyway have bought at 100 rupees here. Let me say you have bought 100 rupees here, and you don't want to keep to the peak level of the target. You will keep at 138. If the stock reaches to 138 rupees, I will exit. Time frame, you can keep it for 1 week, 1 month, 1 day. It's up to the stock momentum. So 138. When you will re-enter, you will have two price to re-enter. Either if the stock again come back to 100, I will buy. If not, if stock trades above 140 for certain days and certain time with a certain volume, then I will re-enter. It could be like 145 or 150. I will buy at 150 rupees. So again, if the stock crosses 150 rupees, you will re-enter. You will buy back that share. Again, you have two price. Now, what is the two price? If the stock go up to 200 rupees, because again you will feel like 200 is the next support zone, like somewhere in the past trend or somewhere in some kind of statistics, it will tell you 200 is the next target. You would like to sell at 200 rupees. If not, you remember in the previous session I have explained about stop loss. Now 140 will become a stop loss for you for the next trade. If stock trades below 140, anyway I have bought at 150, the stock trades below 140, better I exit my positions, because 140 is a crucial level for the stock. I don't want to take much risk in this stock. Guys, there are different ways to understand the concept here. One, if the stock is trading at support zone, you will buy. The target will be your next resistance zone. And again, if the stock crosses above the resistance zone, you will re-enter the stock and you will keep the stop loss at previous level resistance zone, sorry, support zone. So, and you will keep next target as next highest resistance zone. So this is what we try to understand about support and resistance. We'll read a few points from here. Support an area of a chart with potential buying pressure. Support area is a potential buying pressure. There's a buying pressure is happening. If buyers are strong, the stock will go up. If sellers are strong, the stock will come down to push the price to a higher level. Resistance an area of the chart with potential selling pressure to push the price down. Look at it, selling pressure. This is the resistance level. There are strong sellers are on the top. They are trying to push the stock to price to come down. You might be asking why there'll be more pressure on the seller side. Why don't they want the price to go on the higher side? Because they already in the short position. They'll keep selling because see, I'm a seller. I expect the market to I expect the stocks to come down. Why I expect the stocks to come down? Because I'm not so confident that the company is performing good. or the news is going to come down in the next days is not really good on the stock. So I'm expecting the stock's price to on the downside only. So what I do is I'll keep selling the stock on the higher level. As in when the news releases to the market, I will buy back that shares. So that's why there'll be more pressures will be created. Support and resistance. Remember, support and resistance is not a signal line, but an area on the chart. It's not a signal. It's you are trying to draw the signal from the lines. You are trying to draw the conclusions from that lines. So it is not any kind of indicator. If the price breaks below support, previous support becomes a resistance. If the price breaks above resistance, previous resistance will become support. As I mentioned, if this line, this is my resistance, right? If the stock, sorry, this is my support. For the stock, if it's heading above this line, this is the support line. If this breaks, for the next trade, this will be my resistance, this will be my support. And again, if it grows, if this is my resistance, this is my support. Likewise, we have vice versa. If price breaks below support of my previous support will become my resistance, and vice versa. Trend line. So what is trend line? Trend line is a line drawn over pivot highs or under pivot lows to show the prevailing direction of the price. Trend lines are a visual representation of support and resistance in any time frame. In any time frame, in the sense, like as I mentioned, 5 minutes, 10 minutes, half an hour, different time frames we have. Trend lines are used to show directions and speed of the price and also describe the pattern during the period of price contraction. Upward trend, down trend. Here, sideways. We have sideways market. So, as in when what is this line? How do I? Yeah, easy to draw the line for me because I have to connect all the bottoms. Every candle bottom, I'm just trying to connect. I'm just drawing the line. But what does it indicate? It indicates that this line is a support line for me. If I extend this line to further here, from here to the green candle, if I extend here, if the stock reaches this level, it's indication that the stock is not ready to go higher side because there is a lot of selling pressure is coming from the top. Better if you're holding if you bought the stock, better you exit your position and wait for a right price to re-enter the stock. Look at it, the stock has reached this level, and after that it is not trying to cross this line, extend this line, and downward is happening. Then when you can re-enter, look at it, this is your resistance line, the stock is not crossing above this line. As in when this crosses, then it's a good time for you to re-enter. Trend lines. Because trend lines are the most important one in market, because trend lines are not the indicators. It's the line which you draw, and based on that line, you are trying to decide on the directions of the market, which side the market will be. Is it in the upward, downwards, or sideways? Yeah. I don't have, as I mentioned, I'm not going too much into the technical of these aspects, but price action is a one tool. Price action is one, what we can say, strategy which will help many of the traders to make some amount of money with limited risk and some potential returns in the market. And I most oftenly follow this price action if I want to trade. For a certain period of time, we can follow this price action. In simple terms, price action is a trading techniques that allow a trader to read the market and make subjective trading decisions based on the recent and actual price movement, rather than relying solely on the technical indicators. I don't want to follow RSI, I don't want to follow MACD, I don't want to follow, the MACD stands for moving average convergence and divergence. RSI, relative strength index, oscillators we have Bollinger Band, we have something like envelope, some different indicators are there. I'm not relying on these indicators, but what I'm relying is I'm looking at the price and volume movements. Price movement allows a trader to read the market and make subjective trading decisions based on the recent and actual price movement. So there is a 3 golden rule to understand the price action. Higher high plus higher low is equals to uptrend. Lower low, lower high, downtrend. Rest everything is sideways consolidated. So I'll show you this higher trend and lower trend. Higher high, higher low, uptrend. Look at it. Higher high, higher high, higher high. Higher low, higher low, higher low. So what is this higher low? The next low is higher than the previous days, lows. Look at it. If I say this has 100, the next low in the next momentum it has made is 140. Likewise, at least to some extent is fine, not reached to this level. Again, if it reaches this level, again, our market is gone. Again, we have to go for different trend line. Next higher is around 160. So why we have higher highs this high, if I say this has 150, the next is 180, the next is 200, the next is somewhere near to 190 or 200. We have higher highs and we have higher lows is equals to uptrend. Yeah. Saying is very simple and easy. I do understand. When we will be looking forward, is it really happening? It takes some amount of time. When we observe the market every day, every minute with the different time frames, we can able to understand this pattern. We can understand this pattern, and we can make use of the pattern for my next trading activities. I can draw some conclusions, and I can start some kind of trading activities as well. But guys, most often price actions are used for day trading or positional trading, not for the very long-term investment. Because what happens is like, yes, you can draw the line, but you have to keep observing on the price action all the time. So you can go with trend lines to understand for a long-term investment. Lower lows, lower high, downtrend. Low to the next low is very much deep when compared to the previous low. So if I say this has 80, this is previous is 120. 140, 160. The lower lows are very much wider when compared to the previous lows, and lower highs also down. The first high to the next high is down. So in this scenario, we will say it's a downtrend, and what kind of trading activities I will be doing. So what? Okay, now the question is, how do I make use of these things in my trading? Now, if I say this is my previous low 100 rupees, I can't enter here. I don't know, because market has started recovering now. It's going for a price action. It's going to be a new thing. Now what I do is I will look at this high. Okay, now trading is getting settled. It's coming down. Now I will wait the price to come to this range. That is, if I say it's 100 rupees, I will wait till it comes to 100 rupees. If the stock is not trading 100 rupees, I will feel okay, the stock is not trading below this 100. That means that it is going to make an higher high and higher low upward trend. So I will enter somewhere around 120 or 130. I'll enter at 130 and I will keep stop loss at 100 rupees. Stop loss means what? I don't want to lose below 100. I want to limit my loss. I'll enter at 130. I'll keep stop loss at not exactly 100 rupees, 95 or sorry 98 or 97, and I will wait for my next target. What will be your next target? Your next target will be previous higher, what it has happened. If I say this has 170, I will wait for 200 rupees. Anyway, you have entered at 120 rupees, so 200 rupees will be your next target, or 150, 160 will be your next target. Likewise, we can take few decisions. More or less happens. I don't want to say it's never happened. Yes, it will happen. Why I'm saying more or less? Why? Because initially very difficult. It takes a lot of time for me to say definitely it is going to happen for sure. That confidence you need to get in market over a period of time. You will get it over a period of time. You have to be in the market for every day, every minute to understand about these trend lines. Sideways, either the market is not breaching the support. If the market is not crossing the resistance, it will be under very much tight sideways market. So what we should do in this particular range? Either if you are it depends upon the stock. If the stock is too volatile, you can buy at support. You can select resistance, provided you should have very tight stop loss. Tight stop loss in the sense what? If 100 is a price at support, you should keep at 95 rupees for sure. Like not like in your mind, you should keep in your system. We always say stop loss should not be in your mind, it should be in the system. System in the sense, you have to place the order in your system. If you say that if it breaks 95, I'll definitely sell. But as and when it breaks 95, we are human beings or fails to do or promises to some extent with respect to some financial aspects, some theory I've read, or it's my own experience, guys. I don't want to blame anyone else here. So if the stock trades below 95, what I tend to do is I will wait for some more time. It will recover. It will never recover. If it never recovers, the whole investment what I made on my stocks is gone. I'll be losing much more than I expected. I predicted. So it's better. We always suggest to keep the stop loss in system. That is, you place the order and wait for the next good opportunities. Market is full of opportunities. We can always get one or the other opportunities every day when we understand the market, when we understand some technical tools. Friends? Yeah, guys, remember I was talking about some numbers, right? Not only the patterns, but every pattern should come with a proper number. First is head and shoulder, bullish and bearish. The head and shoulder formation is one of the most well-known reversal pattern. One of the technical analysis chart, when a price stands in the process of reversal either from bullish or bearish trend, a characteristics pattern takes shape and recognize it's a reversal pattern. Again, this is the head and shoulder pattern. It looks like this, the head, these are the two shoulders. Most important for us to understand is, if it is making a new high, the low for here for the next higher move will have some number. I will say 33% of retracement level will say. From this high, it will reach 33%. Furthermore down can be 66, but not, it should not be below 66. If it is below 66, that means that head and shoulder pattern is not going to happen. The market is going for a different direction. It is going to be an downward trend. If this price movement happens here, we can't enter here. I can't enter here. I can enter only when it breaks this high. I can enter only when this breaks this high. I will enter. My target will be here. So on what basis I can keep this target? I can say what low it has made here. I can keep the same target as next higher level, at least some 80% of that range. I'll repeat. The left shoulder to the neck level, what we have here. So what is the price? Let me say from this is 100 and this is 70. 30 rupees is the price. I will enter at 100 rupees. My target will be 130. I can keep a target of 130 rupees. Again, I would like to exit my positions because head and shoulder pattern is going to happen. So I can draw few conclusions based on that. And we have reversal head and shoulder pattern as well. The whole thing will look completely reversal. We call it as inverse head and shoulder pattern. Cup and handle. Cup and handle looks like one cup and the next one is going to be in handle. It's going to form an handle. Again, if cup is happening, the handle should be 33% of this cup. 33% of this cup. Again, few different indicators we have to read and understand to make sure. Guys, we can able to see these kind of trends in market very oftenly. Flag, very nice and interesting pattern. We can say, like it looks like a flag. Yes, of course, it looks like a flag. But that when we draw these lines, again, as I mentioned, these are the lines which we are drawing. Stock will move like this. If this line breaks, the next will be the next highest price target. We can buy at that particular range. Again, the same thing, the flag can happen, the invert flag. This is the inverted flag and this is the normal flag. Bullish flag, bearish flag. Double top, double bottom. We can always come across in the market. One top it has made, bottom, one top it has made. The next movement will be decided by the market based on if the stock reverses from here, it will definitely cross this resistance line. If the stock does not cross this, does not hold on the support, and it will reach below the support line, We can see all this pattern in the market. This is very common thing, which is very common thing. We can use it for day trading. We can use it for long-term trading as well. Triangle, we have ascending, descending, symmetric triangles. This is again very common trend lines. Again, all these things are the trend lines, guys. Look at from this head and shoulder. If I want to take any decisions on my buying, everywhere I'm using the trend lines. These are the lines which I'm drawing, not the, we don't have any kind of statistical tool embedded statistical tool in the technical analysis where the line will draw by itself. So here I'm drawing so that I have to take decisions on my trading. So this is what the lines which has been drawn by ourselves. This is I call resistance, this one I call support, double bottom. If the market has to go up, it will decide on the next move. If breaches the resistance level, next high will be there. Breaches the support zone, next low will be confirmed. Triangle, again I'm drawing the line here. Breaches this level, the next high is decided. Breaches this level, the next low is decided. Yes, here comes we almost to an end of this technical analysis. I know technical analysis cannot be completed in one day. I would like to go back to the live market before I conclude. Let me give some basic input for not to become so rich. Of course, it's not that as easy as we explained. But if I follow this right, guys, I have my own statement. I don't know whether you would have been heard somewhere. I don't know. What makes money in a market is money makes money in market. One thing, if you have money, then only you can able to make some money. But money doesn't mean that it should be like in terms of lakhs or crores. If you can start with basic amount also, it's fine. Like 1,000, 2,000, 5,000, 10,000, small amount, because it's very difficult to get that source of income and to protect that money. First thing is money makes money in market. Second thing is the money you saved is money you earn. If you are not confident enough in the particular trade you are taking part, better don't take that trade. If you are confident, then only enter that market, because either you will make money or you will learn a lesson from that particular trade. If I go blindly in the market without any kind of statistics, without any kind of particular study, I will lose money or I will gain money or I will lose money. Anything can happen, but you will not be able to learn anything out of your transaction. So in any trade or transaction. So it's most important. I practiced it. Like I've been in the market from 2007 onwards, but I used to start looking at the market from 2005. 2005 I was reading few articles. 5 and 7, I took a lot of time to understand what is this market, why market will change, on what factors the market will change. 7 onwards, I started my profession as a stock broking firm. Then I realized, okay, yeah, of course, lost money, gained money, everything have done in the transactions. But somewhere I came to the part of conclusions or decision saying that if I wanted to trade, I need to know why I'm trading. Like, I mean to say that whether my statistics or the data or the analysis or the ratings of mine is going to help me in terms of making money or help me in terms of understanding my theories are wrong. So if you have that mindset, then only you enter the market. If not, please do not enter the market, because money you lost is completely lost. There is always a saying like, if you lost money in market, it is nowhere you can able to find the same amount with the same mindset. You need to have a different mindset to earn that money or to find that money in the market. So few rules or mantra we can say: never take positions without study. Never trade with leverage, comfort, quantity. If you are capable enough of 10 quantity, buy that. If the profit is 100, 200 rupees, doesn't matter. What matters is your study matters. If you can able to make use of your fund in an effective way to earn money, it's good. It's not. If not, no point in taking extra money to trade, leverage. Don't do that. Calculate the loss, not the profit. You need to know what is the maximum amount I'm going to lose in this particular transaction, because not all the transaction will give you profit, not all the transaction will fed with loss or show you any kind of loss. Make sure that profit is given by the market, but loss is decided by you. Entering is free, exit is always difficult. So make sure that you plan your exit well in your market. Never predict the market. Wait for confirmation. Never predict. This is what is going to happen. No. The pattern what it's showing here seems to be like it's going to go high. That's why I'm buying the stock. The stock will go high. That you don't buy the stock will go high. You always need to buy why the stock should go high. This is the parameters which I'm deciding the market should go high, the stock should go high, you buy. Wait for the confirmation. Don't simply predict the market. Never listen to other opinion. Always the best financial advisor for your own portfolio is yourself. Don't do against the law of nature. We always do that. Market is going high now. Now wait for a second, the market is going to come down. Correction is going to happen. Don't go against to the market. That's why we always say be with OTF. That is, be with the other time frame traders. Other time frame traders are very difficult to identify, but look at the market. When the market is going high, be with them. If the market is coming down, be with them. Don't go against to them. Have a proper trade setup. Identify the trend. Draw the trend line based on breakout, breakdown. Take the positions with proper stoppers. Don't trade the market. Volume is the key. Risk management, money management. Moral of experience: stock market is not static. It is not static. Every day there is a moment is going to happen. It's dynamic. It's not static. So every day you have an opportunity. Every minute you might be finding an opportunity. No one is master. Learning never ends. No one is master in the market. If anyone say that I'm the master, only 2% can say only the masters. One is a god, the other one is liar. Liar will always tell that like I have bought stock at bottom and I have sold the stock at high, low and high. But it never happens. We are not masters in market. We have to keep learning from our own mistakes, from our own profit mindset also we should learn, and the loss time also we should learn from the market. No one is bigger than market. If you say that I know the market very well, I know how to operate this market, go back and read or watch Scam 1992, Mr. Harshad Mehta story, or go and talk to Mr. Rakesh Jhunjhunwala or Mr. Warren Buffett. They never say that I have made only profit in market. You would have been come across Rakesh Jhunjhunwala loss in one day is around 5,000 crores, or could be like 500 crores of loss because of the stock has come down. There's always, market is supreme. You can't say I'm the supreme and compared to the market. Undisciplined will be punished. If you are not disciplined, that means that 95 rupees as a stop loss, it should be there on the system. If you don't keep the stop loss, then it's gone. There could be chances where 95 it will come, reach your, make you to book loss, and from 95 it will start recovering. Let that happen. Let that happen for sure. But you will learn some lesson of discipline. That is most important. It's very easy to say, guys, but practically not that easy for any trader. Being humble, stay calm, money flows to you for sure. We have to wait for an opportunity to enter the market. Money is a good servant, but a bad master. So money is good, but we always, if you don't manage our money properly, then it is going to teach us a very good lesson. So whatever we have said right now is, it's only the 10% to do the 90% of my trading activities. whatever we read, whatever we understand, it's only that 10% is the base for the next 90% of my profit. If I want to make that profit, whatever I have decided, discussed right now, it's only the 10% profit. This one I like the most. The investor's chief problem and even his worst enemy is likely to be himself. I am the one who is going to spoil my own directions or my own decisions in the market, because I should be very much confident, comfortable, knowledgeable to take my trades. Successful investing is about managing risk, not avoiding it. So if you keep avoiding the loss, if you say that market is not good, if you handle, yeah, fine, go. We are not forcing you, but there is always a possibility of entering the market, taking some amount of risk, and calculate risk. Basically, calculate risk. You should be knowing what is the maximum loss you're going to face. Say louder, not required.